I come from a large family. There are 4 boys and 4 girls, so we are extremely close. I had a great childhood, obviously. My parents, Eli and Elisa Guerra, were great parents who really pushed their children to excel.
After graduating from Miller High School, Gabe headed to the University of Texas to major in business finance.
A great thing, the best thing that happened to me there is meeting my wife, Lisa.
Marketing class, spring of 1994. We were in a classroom of 300 people, and through a mutual friend, we met and we became friends, and we sat together and exchanged notes that semester, and the rest is history.
However, having a beautiful girlfriend didn't distract him from his studies, and he graduated with a degree in business and finance in 1995.
I still remember the early days of learning about compounded interest. Little did I know that one day I would become president and CEO of a community bank.
The journey to Clayburgh started with Ford Motor Credit Company in Dallas, which led him to Wells Fargo Bank in Victoria. And after 15 years away from home, Clayburgh Bank offered him a position as senior vice president.
Neither one of us thought we'd ever be back in Corpus, but we are, and it's been blessing after blessing to be here.
Gabe could have worked probably anywhere. He chose to come back here to his hometown. He didn't forget where he came from. He wanted to come back here, make a difference in his hometown, and I think we're all better for that, and you couldn't pick anybody better than Gabe Guerra to be a hometown hero.
I'm fortunate to be part of a great team of bankers, of leaders who really care about our community and share in that same spirit of cooperation and our mission, vision, dream. I work with wonderful, awesome, great people, and it's just great to be part of the Clayburgh Bank team. My involvement and my interest in community are such that we should all want and care about our community and be involved in things that help advance it. It's great to be a part of that.
As a child, Gabe joined the Boy Scouts of America and earned the highest rank of Eagle Scout.
I am an Eagle Scout, and probably as a kid, you don't realize how important an Eagle Scout rank is. For me, it represents commitment. It represents citizenship. I always tell people, what started my love for community, my desire to help, and Boy Scouts.
That commitment to community eventually led him to serve as president for the South Texas Council Boy Scouts of America.
Borrowing some words from the Scout law, the Scout is helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, and Gabe personifies all of that.
And I met Gabe probably 25 years ago in the Boy Scouts. And so I've had dealings with him in the Boy Scouts and watched him work with youth, watched his leadership skills, which are phenomenal, and watched him have an impact on a program that means a lot to me personally, but means a lot to the young people here in the Coastal Bend.
For me, it was full circle when I came back to this community to be asked to join the board.
Gabe is also very involved with the United Way of the Coastal Bend.
United Way is a great organization that has a tremendous reach in all our communities throughout the Coastal Bend and South Texas.
Well, Gabe Guerra is a past chair of the United Way of the Coastal Bend Board of Directors, and he still serves on our board of directors. And he is a wonderful addition to our board because I think because of his financial background, he really understands the importance of financial literacy, financial stability for families so that they can get ahead. Gabe sees that the programs that we invest in and support and the training that we do helps individuals know and truly understand how their budgets can affect their lives and the importance of teaching that to their children.
The United Way has been there through some very tough times for our community. So it's a great community organization, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
In 2021, Gabe was appointed as a commissioner for the Port of Corpus Christi.
I truly believe the port is a community asset. It's there to provide value to the community long term. And I say rising tide lifts all boats. No pun intended there, but truly the value of the port is to lift the economic prosperity of its community
his leadership style is hands-on. He immerses himself in the entity that he's involved with, and I watched him sit down and participate in meetings, participate in committees that I appointed to, but learn and learn and learn. And then once he got a feel for what we were doing at the Port of Corpus Christi, then he started to insert himself in the process. And I think that's what makes a really good leader.
Such a nice guy. He's just a really nice guy.
My dad called me one day, and he wanted to let me know about a trip he'd had to his bank, Clayburg Bank, and about a young banker he'd met there, Gabe Guerra. And he went on and on about what an impression this young banker had made. Gabe had taken the time to talk to him, explain what was going on, and for my dad to call me on his way from the bank to say, "You need to meet this banker, this young banker someday, Gabe Guerra."
My almost 92-year-old father moved to town a couple of years ago, and I took him to Clayburg Bank to set up a bank account here. And we met with the appropriate folks to set up the account, but Gabe took time out of his day to meet my father personally, and Gabe really welcomed him and just made him feel important. And my father, to this day, 2 years later, still talks about that.
Through all life's curveballs, one thing has stayed constant when it comes to Gabe: his humility.
I see that he does everything with a level of integrity, but also a level of humility. He doesn't want the credit. He just wants, at the end of the day, to do the right thing for the community that we live in.
The first word that comes to mind with Gabe is humble. And I say that because he operates every day, I think, with a great sense of humility. And what I mean by humility is he doesn't carry himself better as anybody else or worse than anybody else. He really seems to have a sense of he is one of, millions of human beings on this planet just trying to do the best that he can, and that he seems to have an internal mission that he's put here on this earth to try to help other people.
When I think of Gabe, I think of someone who's a friend, who's dependable, who's trustworthy, someone who's willing to sit down and take the time and be patient and listen and actually make a personal connection. That's what he did with my dad many, many years ago. That's what he did with those scouts, and that's what he's done with me every time I've talked to him. He's always been there, willing to listen and to help out. And so Gabe's a true friend.
Gabe is a very proud father of 2 girls, Gabriella, who's a junior at Flower Bluff, and Lauren, who's a junior at UT.
Looking at where I'm at and our why, our children become our why for most of us as we grow, and certainly as we grow old and as we mature. I'm extremely proud and certainly of my wife as well.
He's our hero at home all the time, every day. And the girls and I we're so proud of him. I know how committed he is to this community. He's so committed to Corpus Christi, and so it's easy to support him and it's easy to cheer for him. He's doing good for us, he's doing good for Corpus Christi, and so we're just so proud.